What's that, Lulu? A knock-knock joke? Okay. I'll bite. Who's there? Oh my. That's pretty disturbing. Not sure you are quite fit for jokes, Lulu. Maybe stick to the movie reviews? Buckle up! Let's talk! Knock at the cabin. My boogie shoes. You know, like in the trailer, Lilo? For me, it's always scary anytime M. Night Shyamalan releases a film. No, not because his films usually tend to be more in the horror genre, but because you just never know what to expect from him. I grew up watching his films and was on that, M. Night Shyamalan #1 fan bandwagon until around The Happening. My fanboy love even made me overlook Lady in the Water. Lilu? Don't you judge me. Don't you dare judge me. M. Night is such a mystery as he has so many moments of absolute greatness, and then he can give us something like The Last Airbender or Old.
That went south so fast!
The Happening is so bad that it is almost funny, and yet I still respect, the idea and premise of the film. So every time one of his films is released, I'm emotionally preparing for either brilliance or a complete disaster. Here comes Knock at the Cabin, which in true M. Night fashion has a premise that lures you in. A 7-year-old girl named Wen is on vacation with her parents when a man named Leonard comes out of the woods and says her family will have to make a hard decision to save the world. 3 others join Leonard and they capture the family, insisting that they won't hurt them, but they are there to help them make a choice. They have envisioned an end-of-the-world apocalypse, and the only way this doesn't come true is if the family sacrifices one of their own. Definitely an interesting concept for a film, and is actually a pretty straightforward story. The characters are being asked to take a leap of faith and trust these strangers, which is kind of hard to do, being tied up and seeing they're carrying weapons. Are they just religious kooks? They can't possibly be telling the truth, can they? Lilu does this kind of stuff to me all the time, holding me hostage for treats. You monster. This film absolutely works because of the performances. All of them are great, but Dave Bautista absolutely carries this film. And if there were any doubt that this man can actually act, this film lays that to rest. Sorry, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and John Cena. Dave is on another level here. What? He is menacing, but at the same time, remarkably tender. His performance is very nuanced, and his physique is all at once intimidating, but carries his shoulders as if the burden of the world is weighing him down. He is perfect for this role, and I'm not sure I could see anyone else being quite as effective. I'm hoping he'll choose more complicated characters and leave the action roles for The Rock in the future. What was that, Lulu? Oh yeah, might need to get rid of those glasses too. Give him a little bit of a break, Mr. Bautista. I was worried you were cutting off the old circulation. I guess it does add to the tension. Can his glasses survive, or will they break? As I said, the rest of the cast absolutely came to play as well. M. Night's dialogue, sometimes can be a little awkward and clunky, but this cast is able to overcome most of this and deliver such great performances. I mean, there's not a weak performance in the bunch. Rupert Grint has been impressing me for years now, breaking free from his Harry Potter persona. This kid can act and should be getting a lot more attention than he has been. And he does make us really care about the family. I mean, they definitely show that there's a lot of love, and they have such a big question to ask themselves. Are they willing to sacrifice one of them to save all of humanity? Even though it shows in flashbacks, and at times, The world isn't necessarily fair to them. So why should they even care? How can you sacrifice a family that loves you for a world that hates you? Even if they did believe the premise, that's a tough question to be asking themselves. M. Night also heightens the performances by many super close-ups that give each scene the claustrophobic intensity of the actor's performance and terrifying decision. Visually, this film is well constructed and masterfully executed. The lights and angles proving once again M. Night Shyamalan is such a skilled and talented filmmaker. No spoilers, but my biggest issues with the film would come from the very spoon-fed ending of this movie. During this movie, M. Night Shyamalan was that master filmmaker, creating some unbelievable tension and drama with standout performances and visuals, but ultimately doesn't trust the audience. He doesn't give us anything to chew on after those credits roll. I want to keep this spoiler-free, so I'll give my rating first, and then those who have seen this movie, you can keep watching. Knock at the Cabin is overall a good movie that is actually pretty straightforward for an M. Night Shyamalan film. It is absolutely one of his better films in recent years, and just a well-made movie with lots to offer. This is why I'm giving it a green light, which makes me so happy to give a green light to an M. Night Shyamalan movie once again. Welcome back, buddy. Now, let's move on to some spoilers. This is your warning. Click away if you don't want to know spoilers. Come back after you've seen it to see if you agree with me. After the credits rolled, I felt it was a good movie, but that there was something missing. This film could have been so much more if he had just trusted the audience. The movie absolutely hinges on the leap of faith question they are asking of this family. You are in the parents' shoes. Do you believe? What would you do? Instead, M. Night basically answers all of this for us, making this movie a little bit too straightforward in its narrative structure. He doesn't give us this ambiguous leap of faith. Instead, we literally see the sky turn black, lightning strikes happening, planes falling from the sky, right after Leonard kills himself. This doesn't give the audience or the characters any choice in what they should do. The answer is easy. Yeah, it must be an apocalypse. Of course it is. Such an easy way out cost us an ending that could have really sat with us and haunted the characters' decisions. If it was more ambiguous, the lead character's decision is terrifying. Did they choose right? You could pretty much end it with what looks like an apocalypse is building up steam or questioning that they killed their partner. This would be more in line with a spinning top at the end of Inception. We are left with, did I make the right choice? From here, audiences have something to discuss and think about. Did these religious wackos pressure and fool me into killing my husband? How will I ever know the answer? What a haunting question to be left with. Instead, M. Night answers all of this for us. If this movie is about a leap of faith, then M. Night simply doesn't trust us to take it. Which is surprising coming from a director known for twist endings. He should have just stuck to the source material, a novel written by Paul Tremblay, which is much darker ending that would have resolved my issues with this film. Okay, Lilu, now it is your time to choose. The consequences could be deadly. Okay, Lilu, follow the treat. Follow the treat, Lilu. Okay, this one, this one, this one, this one. Which one is it? Lilu, choose. Oh, Lilu, with that decision, you chose to go right. Okay, here we go. Holy shit! Lilu, what I'm about to ask you could be the most important question in the world, and you are digging in your seat. Why aren't you listening to me? I said it is so important, the question I'm about to ask you, Lilu. Lilu, I have a question to ask you. Okay. I forgot what it was.